Anyone who's been on social media over the past 10 years would be able to tell you of a disturbing trend that's intensified in the last half-decade: alt-right hate speech, especially anti-Semitism. Looking back on history, we can see that there have been waves of alt-right extremism every century or so, but it's becoming increasingly obvious that there have been no efforts to combat it, and that social media has only made anti-Semitism more accessible. Ignoring this blatant hate and cruelty sets a dangerous precedent, that these views are permissible, and worse, that they're acceptable. As we mark the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz on International Holocaust Remembrance Day, there's solace in the fact that world leaders, the United Nations, and European governments continue to honor the memory of the 6 million Jews and millions of others who perished in concentration camps across Europe during World War II. Along with videotaped survivor testimonies and Holocaust education in schools, this goes a long way toward ensuring that the message of never again will resonate into the future. But at a time when anti-Semitism is rising and public awareness of the Holocaust is waning, we cannot let our guard down and assume that the world won't forget. Recent trends suggest that there's much work to be done to promote greater awareness and guard against denialism. The ready availability of Holocaust denial on social media remains one of the most pressing problems. With a staggering 2.45 billion monthly active users worldwide, Facebook is the largest and most established offender. Facebook's policies still do not specify Holocaust denial to be hate. This, despite the controversy in 2018, after Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg suggested that Holocaust denial, while abhorrent to him, was nevertheless an opinion, not outright hate speech, and therefore not prohibited content. Facebook doubled down on this approach last March, when, in announcing the change to its policy prohibiting white nationalism, it reaffirmed that Holocaust denial was a form of misinformation. This means that even if you report Holocaust denial on Facebook, and even if it is determined to be Holocaust denial by Facebook, it will not be taken down for violating Facebook's policies. You can easily locate pages from notorious Holocaust denial groups on Facebook with just a few clicks. For instance, a group called Holocaust Revisionism, with over 1,900 members, includes posts promoting a Holocaust deprogramming course that claims it will free readers from a lifetime of hollow brainwashing. To Facebook, this is merely misinformation. Let's be clear. Holocaust denial is nothing more than anti-Semitism. It is an attempt to deny the Jewish people their history, one of many tactics used by bigots in the long-running campaign to delegitimize the Jewish people. Deniers claim that the Holocaust never happened, or that some much smaller number of Jews did die, but primarily from diseases. They also claim that accounts of the Holocaust are merely propaganda, generated by Jews for their own benefit. Denialism is often used by some of the world's foremost anti-Semites, among them former KKK wizard David Duke, Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, and 2018 congressional candidate Arthur Jones, to foment hate against Jews. Holocaust denial and related forms of anti-Semitism are easily available to anyone with an internet connection. According to law enforcement, more than a month before a machete-wielding man stabbed 5 people at a Hanukkah party in Monsey, New York, he used an online search engine for the query, "Why did Hitler hate the Jews?" Given the well-documented proliferation of anti-Semitism on social media and on the internet in general, one would assume he found plenty of confirmation for his alleged biases. Some popular social media platforms recently have taken steps to mitigate the impact of Holocaust denial. On January 8th, TikTok released a new set of community guidelines that banned Holocaust denial and conspiracy theories. Last June, YouTube changed its policy to ban videos promoting Holocaust denial, white supremacy, and harmful conspiracy theories. If the tech industry is going to address these problems, it needs to fully recognize a basic reality. Holocaust denial is anti-Semitism, and therefore hate speech. Unfortunately, Facebook, the largest social media platform on the planet, just can't seem to get there. With online hate speech and white supremacy demonstrably leading to violent acts, the history of the Holocaust must be preserved and respected. Social media companies can play a unique role by adopting policies that explicitly forbid Holocaust denial. It's time for these companies to step up.